ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. So, we're doing our DDTKA with Paige.
Ooh, hello.
This is your first one. It's so exciting.
I know. I'm excited. I have some stories to share weekly with y'all, my own personal experience, so I'm ready.
Ready, Freddy. Hey!
Literally.
Okay. So, we have some fun stories for you guys today. And before we get started, I wanted to do some news, which is always a joy.
Yes.
So we really want you guys to join our Facebook group and talk to each other.
Yes. Please join the Facebook group. We only have 14, 15 members, but Kayla posts awesome content pretty much every day. So that is the place to be.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we have the Facebook page, but then I think only 3 or 4 rando members are actually part of the cult of RAHM group.
Gotcha.
Which is the private one. I just, I want more content from you guys.
Yeah, we love to hear your feedback. So, I mean, we wouldn't really have a show without y'all, so yes. So please talk to us and to each other.
Also, we're on Reddit. I don't know if whatever you guys prefer. We're on Reddit, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, everything. So you can also do all the fun stuff over there and post cool, weird stories and movie trailers and stuff. I think that's what I'm mostly doing right now. But yeah, so social media, and then but we just need a little support, monetarily. I don't know if I'm going to say that. So, we're, oh my God. We are on Patreon. Yes. And we're really close or on our way. Eventually we want to give away discounts to our shop and free pins. So if you want to join in on all the fun over there, head to patreon.com/RAHM podcast, and everything you can do helps, and we love you for it.
Yes.
The end.
Yes. Even $1 is
exactly
a gift. So
this is for you. And it's Stephen King month. And yeah. I don't think
our boy.
I think I made a boo-boo. I think I don't remember actually announcing that it was Stephen King month on the very first episode of the month. So
but
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it every time now, every single episode, and so we have Stephen King month going on social media, and at the end of the month we're going to be doing our King Fest. So yay!
Woo.
And we have a bunch of the fests planned. I think in September we're going to be doing a James Wan fest where we do watch all the Conjuring universe movies, which is really fucking exciting. And then also on the King Fest episode, which is going to be airing on the 29th, we're going to be doing giveaways and
free stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a t-shirt, a mug, and some stickers that we're going to be giving away. If you want to join in on the giveaway, go to Instagram and follow us and post your awesome King content, and then tag us, and make sure to use the hashtag RAHM KingFest so that we can enter you into the drawing for stuff. So
can I enter?
Can you? No.
Just kidding.
We'll buy ourselves some awesome merch.
I just want a sticker. Yeah.
You just want a sticker? I'm going to buy a bunch of them. So
yeah, awesome.
That will be fun.
Woo.
So since this is Paige's first official DDTKA, and you didn't get to submit this while you were still a listener.
Right. Right.
So why don't you get started on your story, and we will listen intently. Shudder is a premium streaming service devoted exclusively to horror and thrillers. They have so many thousands of hours of content, including Shudder originals, so you'll never be bored. They also have really awesome curated collections, so if you like demons or witches or ghosts, there's a collection for you. My personal favorites are Comedy of Terrors and Haunted Habitations. Go check it out, and if you use the promo code RAINBOW, you'll get 30 days free. So go to shudder.com and use the promo code RAINBOW for a 30-day free trial.
So I was going to enter this story in when I was just a listener, but didn't get around to it, and plus it's a lot more fun for me to talk about these things rather than write them down, so it works. So I'm going to tell you guys about a poltergeist that I had in my life for about, I want to say a year and a half. So I was 10 and 11 years old, so this was quite a while ago. Won't tell you how old I am now, but it's been it's been maybe a few years.
Just a tad.
Yeah, just like a couple. So this was at a time in my life that was really tumultuous. My mom and I just kind of like got out of a bad situation. She was just getting back on her feet again. And so a little bit of backstory about me. So it's just me and my mom. So I'm an only child. Since I was 8, it was just us. So at 10 years old, we finally got housing that was, stable and stuff. But from the first, moment I stepped into it, it was a townhouse, but from the first, the first day we moved in, I just kind of felt sort of an uneasy kind of feeling, and I'm really sensitive to, energies and stuff like that, so I was like, all right, I've been in a lot of older houses as well, and they all have their own vibe and personality, but for some reason this one was just kind of off to me. And I was home alone a lot during this time in my life. My mom worked full time, and she had kind of a long distance boyfriend as well. And not to toot my own horn, but I think that I was a little bit more mature and responsible than most 10 and 11-year-olds. Because my mom, she let me stay home alone for, I don't know if this is okay to say on air, I'm sorry, Mom, but she let me stay home alone for entire weekends at a time, and trusted that I wouldn't burn down the house and stuff.
I feel like everyone is just lucky fucking bitch at this point.
Probably. I definitely had some parties, with myself or, some other friends who came over, my little, 5th, 6th grade-year-old friends that came over. And speaking of the friends, this particular poltergeist was a lot stronger when I had my friends over. Yeah. So, I definitely encountered things with it when I was alone. But whenever I had friends over, especially, a couple of friends, all around the same age as I was, just odd things started to happen. So, one of the kind of the most physical thing that I saw happen. So a lot of the time it was it was a 2-story house. So I would be sitting down, downstairs or whatever, and it was quiet. And I would hear something upstairs. It wasn't necessarily footsteps or anything like that, but just noises upstairs or things kind of falling over. So this one time in particular, I heard quite a large crash upstairs in my bedroom.
Mm-mm.
And it was
nope.
Right. And it was always my bedroom too, of course, never my mother's.
Fuck you, poltergeist.
Right. Always with mine. And I was terrified of my closet as well and stuff like that. But this one time I went upstairs after I heard a crash, and I had this kind of cabinet with a bunch of knickknacks on it. And a couple knickknacks, and a book fell over. And so I was like, all right. So things like that, started to happen every couple days. And sometimes when I was asleep. So this was at a point in my life where I was really into dolls.
Oh God.
Right.
No.
So I had porcelain dolls. I had Barbies, whatever. And so sometimes when I was asleep and I would wake up, I would swear those dolls moved a little bit.
Nope.
Like, yeah, they would definitely like move, or like, I had this Shirley Temple doll and her head moved around, and yeah, and I had her right next to my bed for a long time, and
holy shit, nope.
Literally one morning I woke up and she was looking at me.
Oh my god.
So
oh my god.
Cool. So I had to pack her up for a while after that. But again, like these things at first, yes, things were moving around, but it wasn't like I saw anything necessarily move until one day, when my friend Tanel came over. Again, we were home alone. We basically, we sat down at the kitchen table for lunch or something like that. And, so I was already sitting down. And when like, right as my friend sat down, the light bulb above us went out. And I'm like... Like,
went out or, like, exploded?
It didn't explode. It just went out.
Okay.
Which is why I'm like, okay, like, maybe this light bulb burned out or whatever. Like, no big deal. But I go over to the light switch, to test it or whatever. The light switch physically shut itself off.
What?
Yeah. So it, so like right as she sat down, this switch just flipped down, because when I went over and I turned it back on, it was fine. It wasn't like the light bulb exploded. The light switch moved itself. And yeah, so that was,
my God.
that was pretty freaky. And that's when I kind of knew. I was like, okay, I think I'm dealing with something here. And another instance, I had a friend over, and we were like hanging out at the top of the stairs area. And this friend is super sensitive to like just everything, but also like energies and stuff. But she would also kind of like freak herself out sometimes, so when she said, I heard something downstairs, I kind of was like, okay, Kelly, whatever, you know what I mean. And she was like, no, Paige, like I seriously heard something. So we sat on the stairs for a minute, listened, and lo and behold, I heard it too. It kind of sounded like something was scraping.
Nope. Oh my God, no.
Right. That's really the only way I can describe it. Like something was scraping. So eventually we get the courage up to go downstairs, look around. So we go into the kitchen, and there's this pile of dishes on the counter that we had washed earlier, or my mother had washed, whatever. I don't know. Like, I hate doing dishes, so it was
let's be honest here.
It was probably my mom. But, they were on, like, a drying towel. But this one cup in particular was not on the towel. And, yeah. And so I was like, okay, like, it was a few inches away from the towel. So my friend goes up to the cup, and she kind of scrapes it across the counter, and that's exactly the noise that we heard.
Oh my God.
So we're just like, nope. So we probably like ran upstairs to my room and like hid under a blanket fort for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
but
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of experiences like throughout my life, so over the years I was kind of like, okay, that was a thing that happened. But a couple years ago, I was talking to an acquaintance who knows a lot about this subject, and she was like, how old were you when this happened? And she was like, were you like prepubescent or like just starting to go through puberty? And I'm like, yeah, that's the exact age that, those things were happening to me and stuff. Huh. And she said, she's done a lot of research about poltergeists, and I have since as well. But there's a theory that, so some people believe that poltergeists are, ghosts, spirits that have died in a violent way. You know what I mean? They're moving things around. But an even more compelling argument is that it's actually not a spirit at all. Because poltergeists usually take place, not all the time, but a lot of the time, take place around mostly young females who are going through puberty, with emotional problems.
Holy shit.
And God fucking knows, That
we all have those.
Yeah, and like I said, this was a really like hard time in my life. So I'm like, no fucking way. So basically, like, due to hormonal and emotional changes in a teen's body, sometimes that negative energy can be physically thrust outward.
Like manifest itself.
So it can manifest itself and move objects around. But it's not like Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie. It's not like that where you can just like look at something, and throw it across the room. It's something called uncontrolled psychokinesis. So it was, no rhyme or reason when these things happened. It's not like I was in like this huge like rage, and like the light bulb burned out or whatever. It really was random, but, it's an outward manifestation of psychological trauma, basically.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So all in all, it wasn't like some evil, entity that was haunting me. The poltergeist really was just me. Yeah, and so when I was about 12 years old and we moved houses again, that's when it stopped. So, yeah, I'm a poltergeist.
That's so weird. You are yourself a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, that's so weird.
I know.
So, was it like, even though it was like defined as you said something psychokinesis or...
Yeah, uncontrolled psychokinesis.
So it was not a poltergeist.
It was that's what poltergeists are.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like I said, they usually happen around young girls, with emotional issues. So, so yeah, so it's just basically energy, like you said, manifesting itself. I mean, spirits themselves are just energy as well. We'll get into that later, I'm sure. In later episodes, but
definitely.
But yeah, like it blew my mind a couple years ago, and my friend was like, no, like that was probably just you. And so dear listeners, a little bit about me. So when I was that age, that was when I first started to get into it started with Wicca. I've since kind of like changed paths. I'm a pagan now. I follow a more traditional path, but that's when I started to really get into that. I would have horror parties every Friday the 13th where I would...
Oh my god.
Yeah, in like 5th and 6th grade, mind you, where I would invite my girls over and we would have like horror movie marathons and we would do like spells out of my book and stuff like that. So I kind of was already inviting that kind of energy in, so it just makes sense as to why physical objects started to move around me. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I remember when we were in high school, was it you that got me into tarot?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're like, that's totally me.
Yeah, and I still have that tarot deck. I still use it all the time. So, yeah, that same one.
That's really cool. I think I still have the fairy deck that we bought together.
Aw.
Yeah, awesome. It's been through some damage, though. I mean, I have the book, and that's intact, but I am not 100% sure where all the cards are.
Oh boy. Then just don't use the deck then. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's awesome. I really didn't know that about you at all.
Well, I'm sure during this show we're going to learn a lot more about each other.
I fucking hope so. I really, you guys, everyone needs to learn everything about all of us because we are interesting as fuck.
Yes, and with that being said, please send us your interesting stories too, so we can talk about them.
Definitely. Yeah. And we've gotten, the next story that I'm going to tell is by some cool username, aka Morgan Black.
Hey, Morgan.
She's been like a super loyal follower this whole time. Mm-hmm. She talks to us all the time on Instagram, shows us cool weird shit, and then tells us like everything. She's amazing. So she did end up following up with us on the last episode. The last DDTKA. We asked a lot of questions about her sleep paralysis.
Yes.
And so she was really cool, and she sent us a long email. So this is all word for word, so it's going to be a lot of like here you go. This is what you asked for. Deal with it.
Yes. And if you haven't listened to that episode, that'd probably be good to do first.
Yes, go listen to that. I think that was our last one, right?
Our last Don't Drink the Kool-Aid. Yes.
Yeah, we did that then. Okay, so you asked what happened after she screamed, but I forgot to mention I was able to move my neck a little further and saw a little bit more of her. But I saw her hair all matted and it seemed to be balled up in the seat. What? But I saw her hair all matted and that she seemed balled up in the seat like Elle from Death Note.
Very good analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not too proud of this. I looked away before I saw more. Don't even ever be ashamed of that. When you're fucking terrified, look away, run away.
Mm-hmm.
But after I heard this frantic sound like clawing on the chair, that's when she screamed in my ear. Ooh. It was horrifying. Right? I could feel her teeth. Ew. She was so close. You already know it was the most awful gut-wrenching scream I had ever heard, but what happened next was she just stayed there. I could feel her lips on my ear. Ew.
No.
Feel her breathing on me.
I don't consent. I don't consent.
GTFO.
Yeah.
She stayed like that for a while, but out of nowhere, she darts over to the chair. I could feel her watching me, and that's when the man in the hat came in.
Oh,
so,
hey, bro.
Yeah, what's up? But last time we asked her, like, more about all that stuff, because she told us a lot about the woman and what she looked like, but then, like, kind of stopped once she's like, oh, the man in the hat came in. The end. So, thank you so much for giving us more details.
Yes, we want to know about the man.
So this is actually almost entirely directed at Michaela, because she literally says, I'm sorry, Michaela, you may not like this part, because in the last episode, Michaela has heard that the man in the hat is a positive presence. Like, he's not evil, he's not there to hurt you. But according to Morgan, she said, the only reason I saw him was that I felt this drop like evil had just entered the room. So I moved my head enough to try and see what it was. But the second he was in sight, I couldn't move anything, not even my eyes. And then she said, oh, Michaela, when you said you wanted me to describe the man in the hat, I paused the podcast and really tried to remember. I could see most of him, but what little I saw of his face was nothing. Literally nothing but darkness.
Wow.
The best I could... English. The best I could describe the hat was something like a fedora, but not quite. It's scary. He's just an outline, solid black, like nothing is there. I can't describe it though. I could make out some dimension in certain places. His arm, his face, and the brim of his hat. It looked like he had a trench coat, but it seemed longer than they usually are. But I could still see only half of him. The scariest thing was his hands on the door frame. In my peripherals, it looked like he was holding my door open and the other grasping the frame, almost claw-like. It felt awful, like you just knew he was bigger than the threat of a... Oh my god, he was a bigger threat than the woman. That's like... Oh my god. Almost like he was about to throw... Oh, wait. Almost like he was about to throw himself into the room. So as you know, I paused it at that question and wrote out what I remember, only to unpause it and hear Michaela give the same description.
Oh, wow.
And the fact that he's always in doorways just made my skin crawl. I feel like I should actually look up this guy now. Yeah, same. I mean, I think we want to do an episode all about like dreams and nightmares and specifically sleep paralysis, because I know that we're all really fascinated with that.
Yeah.
What else did she say? And I know you didn't ask about this, but you seemed interested. I don't have sleep paralysis anymore after I got into horror. And then okay, this is weird, but I think you'll find this interesting. So when I was a kid, I was terrified of death. I mean, same. Anxiety is no joke.
I'm not. I'm like, that sweet fucking release.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I'm so jealous of you.
I mean, I want to live my life, but you know what I mean? Like, we don't get out alive, so.
Oh my God. All right, this went to a dark place. Okay, so not so much the fact of dying, but more afraid of the emotional trauma it causes. Okay, that's legit. I refused to watch anything that had death scene. I got to the point where I would say, oh no, no one dies in this. Or where people would say, oh no, no one dies in this, just to get me to watch it and not miss out on something great, which I am very grateful for. My family still jokes with me that whenever anyone tried to show me a movie or a show or even a band, and my first question was always, does anyone die? I was such a picky little thing and avoided anything scary except Scooby-Doo, of course, right on.
Right.
So you know the level of scaredy cat I was. When I was 15, I started getting into creepy stuff, and my nightmares got significantly better. Now I love creepy things and horror movies. I mean, for Pete's sake, now I make special effects makeup and hope to make it my career.
Oh, that's awesome, Morgan. Yay.
Yeah, you should go follow her. Everyone should go follow her.
I want to see.
I think I said it at the beginning. It's some cool username, but it's a some_cool_username. Yeah, she's got a lot of cool movie makeup and special effects, gory makeup. But yeah, so same.
Wow.
I, at the very end, like all the stuff like about wanting to know if someone died, I was a big scaredy cat.
Really?
I was a huge scaredy cat. Mostly because I had a lot of anxieties about my parents dying.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, it's very similar to, I don't know. Okay, so did you listen to like all of our first episodes?
Uh-huh.
I had mentioned a few times that like for a while in my life, even a little bit now, every time something has to do with cancer or like someone dying of an aneurysm, I almost cannot watch it because it gives me so much anxiety that I'm gonna keel over from an aneurysm or like I have some unknown form of cancer brewing inside of me.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm still kind of there, but I love it all. I love all the horror.
Yeah, and it sounds like to me maybe horror helped Morgan and other people as well just kind of like face their fears in a way and like learn to embrace them. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I know that, but I do know that a lot of people that like they just can't watch horror. They just can't.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Mike Pecci, he he said something like diehard horror fans, and I forgot to tell him this or I forgot to mention this, but I was like, I completely agreed. When someone loves horror movies, they love horror movies. They are like a diehard fan. They have their favorite horror movie. They have their favorite horror movie director, so on and so forth.
And we're like very opinionated fandom as well. Like
very much so. I would even equate us to the fucking douchey Star Wars fans that are like making all the actors leave social media. I'm like, come on, guys, give it a rest.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have one more story, and this is from an anonymous person, and I will let Paige read this because you are awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no promises that I won't stumble over some words, so I'm sorry, Anon. But I'll do my best. So they say, hey guys, I've been listening to your podcast for a while now. Thank you, by the way. That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
I'm finally ready for my kind of creepy story. Let's see. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I had a very hard time falling asleep. I had a hard time because of a distinct girl with black hair dressed.
Oh my god, that's so that's so common.
There's our freaking woman in black again.
Yeah.
Black hair dressed in all black that would stand in the middle of my room. I would close my eyes and ignore her, but I couldn't fall asleep. I would open my eyes and the woman would be gone. Suddenly, different color orbs would float around me.
That happened to Morgan too. Sorry.
Oh, the orbs? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Synchronicities. Different color orbs would float around me. They were very small. There were thousands and thousands of them. Being 6, I said they were dreams. Some were grouped together. Some were groups of rainbow ones. These were the good dreams. Then there were groups of black and red orbs, which were the bad dreams. The orbs would go into my pillow and stay there. I would only fall asleep because I thought the orbs would get angry at me if I kept them waiting. Angry
oh my goodness.
yeah, fuck, like you better. Yeah. One time, the orbs ran out before I fell asleep. The woman in black came back and she smiled psychotically.
No!
Ooh, right? It's like, you didn't fall asleep fast enough, boy or girl. I would turn over and shove my face in the pillow. I never would be brave enough to not fall asleep. Well, that's interesting, because sometimes, like, when I'm afraid, like, I'm just like, but good for you,
yeah.
You're able to shut it out. And they say, well, that's how I fell asleep for 1 year. At age 9, I still saw the woman in black in my room. She looked weaker. It's also way harder to see her this time. The orbs were gone at age 9. The woman in black was gone at age 10. I've never seen the woman or the orbs since my 10th birthday. I would like to remain unnamed. By the way, I'm too lazy to go through the story and see if the sentences make sense. Same. Sorry if you have to figure this out. Email me if you're confused. Viewer from a viewer with a creepy story. Thank you, creepy story.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's so interesting, like how all of these symbols and characters show up in just, other people's sleep paralysis episodes.
Especially in younger kids. Because Morgan was talking about how, I think she said that all this went away around the same time. And I wonder if it's very similar to your poltergeist, quote unquote.
Yeah, it might be.
In that, like, it's just a manifestation of anxieties and weird stuff, man.
Yeah, it very well may be. I do want to do more research into sleep paralysis and stuff, but it all sounds like, it kind of started when we were younger, or like prepubescent. So yeah, that's cool.
That's really cool.
It is creepy to be a kid.
That was the stories. I'm really excited. Oh my god. So I know that we don't normally do the TILs on these episodes, but oh my god. I found this really fucking creepy story. I don't even think it was on Reddit or Facebook. I think it was just like on Instagram. Someone had one of those like pictures of the person and then a little tiny snippet of their story up down below. And it was like, woman wasn't found until like 3 years later, and she was a complete like skeleton in her house. And I was like, holy fuck. So I did more research on it, and it was like literally what it sounds like. So this woman, she started like pushing everyone away, and she was kind of a recluse, and then she died in 2013, and she was not found until 2016. But like,
wouldn't somebody be alarmed if she wasn't paying the mortgage? Or
that's why. Yeah, no, she was in an apartment unit in London, I think, and it took them 3 years to be like, all right, you haven't paid your rent for like 3 years.
Heck? If I'm a day late, they're like, okay, like you can get your shit together.
But I was like, it was so fucking scary, because it's like, holy shit, 3 years. She was completely skeletal, completely decayed, everything. They had to use her teeth to identify her, and it was like, crazy. Holy fuck. That's like one of my worst fears, is just like being ignored until I start like bloating and smelling and decaying.
Oh, you won't be. Like, not unless you do something really awful and nobody wants to be your friend anymore. But, I mean, I'm not saying this lady did. I don't know her, but...
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh my god. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, seriously. Aw. That's really sad as well.
Yeah, it's really fucking sad. She didn't have any animals, which was good. I was looking out for that. I was like, do you have a dog that just like died with you and like ate your body?
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
But no, it was all fine. She was completely alone. I mean, so that's not like totally fine. It's just that.
Yeah. Yeah. Aw.
Oh man. Do you have any like other things that you've heard? Like weird stories or like creepy crimes you've read about lately?
Ooh. Put on the spot here.
Under pressure.
Not that I know of. I have some things that I'm going to talk about on our next episode for the Today I Learned, but nothing right now. Sorry, guys.
You disappoint us, Paige.
I know, right? I'm a failure to my family.
Oh my god, I was talking to my friend the other day, and Flynn, you know that new face thing on Messenger where you can take a picture of your face and there's like a oh my god, a filter. Filter is the word I'm looking for.
Yes, filters,
the
yes.
The one where it's like the Rosie the Riveter kind of mask.
Yeah.
Well, Flynn did that.
Okay.
And he looked like what was the lady in Mulan? The one who was training her to be a wife.
Oh god, I don't know her name, but you'll bring honor to us all.
Yeah. And like where she's like Fa Mulan and with like the beard and ink.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But that's what he looked like. So my friend sent me that gif, because there's literally a gif of her making the ink beard, and then I sent back the lizard guy, Eddie Murphy's character, and it was like, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. I'm like, oh my god, I need to watch Mulan ASAP.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't get too much Mulan. He should be that character for Halloween. Like with his little kimono and
Oh my god. He totally should.
That'd be the best cosplay Halloween thing he could ever do. So but it's decided.
It's decided. Flynn, you will be that lady for Halloween.
We have to figure out her name, but yes, you are her.
Oh man, that's really fucking exciting. Okay, so are we done with stories?
Yeah, I think that's all I got for today.
Awesome. So yeah, that was it's still going. We're still going. I still have stuff to talk about, but that was a short story thing. We just kind of want to introduce Paige to the way we do things and let her tell a few stories and her own stories since she's not a listener anymore.
Yes.
And yeah.
I've upgraded. Thank you.
You've upgraded. So our next episode, oh my god, I've been wanting to do this episode for so long. We did the first part technically of this episode on one of our previous DDTKAs about like phobias that didn't have enough exposure in media. Mm-hmm. So like I did a fear of change, and then I think Michaela did like a fear of butterflies or something. Yes. And so then the next episode is actually like phobias that they have a lot of movies and they have a lot of information on them. So I'm really excited about that because I can't decide between two phobias that I want that are really common, and it's exciting.
Let me guess. Spiders and clowns?
No, actually.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Well, okay. They're not that common, apparently.
Well, what else are people afraid of? I don't know.
Make a list.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't actually know if I mentioned this, but obviously Michaela wasn't here today.
Yes.
And she just had some stuff to take care of, so hopefully she'll be back on other episodes.
Yes, but I'll just say now, like, guys, mental health is super, super important, so if you need to take care of yourself, please do that, and if you follow Michaela on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, she'd probably appreciate some love too, so that's why she's not here today, but she's here in spirit.
Always and forever.
Yes.
So, I think I say this at the end of every episode like this, but if you have any creepy stories, either true or made up, If you know, someone who has a creepy story, it's very similar to Paige, send them over. You can ask us questions about us or the podcast or experiences that we've had. All of those will be talked about on these kinds of episodes. And then if you want to send us movies to watch or TV shows to watch for our Watch Along Wednesdays, that would be fun. Yes. And then any theme ideas you guys have, please send them over. Because, I mean, you're not part of our... No, you are part of our Trello. Holy shit. Yes. You've seen all the themes that we have lined up. So we're pretty good.
Have some good stuff coming. So
yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Everything's so exciting.
Zest for life.
Yeah. So do you have anything else to add before we sign off for the day of our very short DDTKA?
No, not really. Thank you for listening, y'all. But I know, I'm a woman of few words today. But yeah, that was my story. So I have some more coming up though, so stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned for all of it. So much stuff coming up. Oh yeah, so yeah, if you want to join in on like the giveaway that we're going to be doing at the end of the month, don't forget, go to Instagram, use the hashtag RAHMKingFest and follow us and tag us and do all that fun stuff, and you will get some free shit if you are picked. And that's all really fun. And but just like fucking appreciate Stephen King, man. We love him. He's like our mascot.
He's our boy. I do have a question about the giveaway though, even though I'm not qualified. But can people enter twice or more than once?
Yeah. Every time you post something on Instagram, you'll be entered in.
Okay.
So, like, the more you post, pretty much the more chances you'll have, I guess.
Yeah, show us.
But I don't want to make it too competitive. Just post your shit and let us and everyone enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Show us your collections and whatnot.
Yeah. Stephen King is love. Stephen King is life. So
right. Have you seen I think it was, oh god, I can't remember if it was Family Guy or American Dad, but it was a little segment and it was like Stephen King sits down and talks to us about his 807th book, Attack of the Killer Lamp.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. And, like, seriously, if he wrote a book about a killer lamp, I would most likely read it, you know?
Everyone would read it.
So, yeah.
It would not suck.
No. Yep.
Oh my god. But I'm so excited. I don't think I'm going to be honest with everybody right now. This is a lot. Like, doing, like, a whole event and a Stephen King themed month and a book club and the... Stephen King Fest at the end of the month. It's a lot. It's a lot to do.
It's a lot of activities, y'all. So.
Oh my god. So I'm not 100% sure we'll do a month theme again, unless it's like literally like in October. No, April is all the months have something. Okay. April is like mental health month and stuff like that. And I think no. I don't know. It doesn't really fucking matter. I'm just rambling now.
To be determined.
To be determined. I'm going a little insane because it's a lot.
Yes.
And let's say our goodbyes. So
Before
have
Kayla loses it. Sorry. It might be too late though, but
you know what? Just a tad. So we have a website, and I'm gonna constantly say this because I'm so fucking proud of doing this. It's rainbowsandhorrormovies.com, and there you can find all of our watching info, all of our social media info. I've got to update all of our stuff with pictures of you, by the way. Don't let me forget that.
My face. All right.
With your face.
I'm on a website, Mom.
Well, yeah, and then our social media stuff will change from 2 girls to 3 girls and so on and so forth.
More the merrier. Awesome.
Yes. You can contact us at rainbowsandhorrormovies@gmail.com. Oh, wait, no, so the website contact about, you can find all of our Patreon stuff there, all of our shop info, and then we have like some shameless plugs. We have like the Audible affiliate program. We have the Shudder affiliate program, which is fucking amazing. So the Shudder usually free trial thing that they give is only 7 days, but with our promo code you get a full 30 days, so it's really exciting. And then if you want to shop at ThinkGeek, you can go through our link on our website.
Yeah, and there's really cool merch there, y'all. And if, like, I seriously, when maybe my next paycheck, we'll buy a hoodie, because, well, I don't really need a hoodie in Colorado right now, but I still want one. And if people are like, yeah, man, that's a really cool hoodie. Like, what is Rainbows in Horror Movies? Is that a band? And you can sound really cool and be like, nah, it's a cool podcast. And So buy our merch on our shop, and then you can talk about us all the time. And I mean, yeah.
What else? Email, contact us, submit your stories, submit your themes, talk to us, just give us your opinion. Even if you want to send us an email saying you fucking suck, we love you anyways. And
just makes us stronger.
Exactly. We are inspired by your hate.
Right. Yeah. But
yeah, so you can do that through the website, or you can email us at rainbowsandhorrormovies@gmail.com. Find our bonus episodes and other bonus content on our Patreon, which you can also find through the website, patreon.com/RAHM podcast. Find us on social media at RAHM podcasts. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I want to say that we're... Yeah, everything. But we're pretty active on Instagram, and we're pretty active on Twitter. Mm-hmm. We will really want to be more active on our Facebook page, like I said before. But just start like inviting people. We'll pretty much accept everybody at this point. We just want you guys to like start talking to each other, show each other cool shit. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at the KDub. You can find Paige at Floral Coffin. And then, even though she's not here, you can find her and give her some love, Michaela, at Interstellar Camper. And, so I think we say this also now at the end of every episode, but just make sure to give us some ratings. Give us some reviews. We'll take all of it. All of it is like inspiring and will make us grow stronger. But also, the more reviews we have, the better you guys can find us, and new people can find us and join our little cult family. People.
Like the Manson family, but ours.
Oh my god, it's so exciting. And
like, we won't make you kill people.
No, we swear we won't make you kill people.
Yeah. Prison is bad, okay?
Okay. So you ready for the in unison buys? Remember, okay, so last time we accidentally cut you off before we could do the buys.
Yes, I'm ready for my formal goodbye.
Your formal goodbye. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for everything. And don't forget to follow Paige on Instagram now that she's official.
Yay.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.